Hi guys, hope you're well. Welcome to DOdaily Monday motivation. Who's up for a new week? Hope you all had a cracking weekend. Mine was a little bit indifferent, but I'll come back to that. You know, it's all worked out well and worked out positive, so I'm in a good frame of mind now. But of course, before the weekend, I was a little bit worried about certain things. But like I say, I'll come back to that. First of all, I want to just encourage you guys to get out there. At the moment, I'm in the middle of probably an 8 or 9 mile walk. Found myself a nice little spot on the river again. You know, love getting out, exploring new places. So said to Kay, with the weather picking up and the fact I haven't been out quite so far recently, I'm going to go exploring. It's just what I've done, somewhere between Home Pierpont and Redcliffe. So really enjoyed finding somewhere new. So that's where I'm coming from. Hope you can get out. Of course, I like to never miss a Monday. I always say, attack the week, give it a really good go, set the week off in the right mindset, and generally we do all right. You know, if you get on Monday morning and you're not feeling it and you don't do very much, it can fall into Tuesday and Wednesday, and you know what I mean. You know what I mean by now. So it's really important to get the week off to a flyer, and like I say, that's what I'm trying to do. Of course, tomorrow we've got the DOrunning City Slickers Solidarity Run. You know what that's all about now. All the guys sort of meeting up at 6:30, virtually meeting up to do some sort of activity, run, walk or cycle or anything they want. It's just taking part at the same time, posting up the pictures to the usual channels, you know, and it's just a bit of fun, bit of encouragement, something, if you've not got out on a Monday, something to really get the week up and running, you know. And where we'd normally have a running group, we still have that sort of group sense of group feeling. So it's a really nice session. Do get involved, it's open to everyone. We've always got people asking about it, so don't be worried. It's a perfect way to get involved if you're a little bit worried about meeting in a group. Do you know, it's just it's basically meeting online and taking part in one way or another. Further to that, we've got the DOrunning Trent Bridge Wednesday workout, which is, again, I like to do something along a group sort of theme. This week I've asked the guys to put themselves forward, and what we're going to do is try and create teams that will create a snake. So you pass on to somebody else, and the purpose will be to see how long each team can stop out doing some sort of activity, whether it's cycling or running in this instance. So it's just something to go at, you know, something to sort of keep us occupied, to look forward to. It's really important to plan things in. Again, I'll come to that later, but yeah, it's just another quirky thing. Like I say, with these Wednesdays, I'm trying to create this team spirit, this team feel again, you know, as well as what we do on a Tuesday where there's a big group of us, trying to get people just thinking that little bit more, you know, a bit more strategical, bit more tactical, just a little bit. Doing is not about being competitive at all, and lots of the guys are encouraging, but on a Wednesday it's just that little bit of competitiveness to add that little bit of fun. After that, I've got Thursday thoughts, your questions, keep firing them across, guys. Really appreciate having something to go at. You know, lots of good information passed over. I always say to you, I'm not the most articulate, you know, I don't know everything, I don't know much, to be honest, but I can pass these little bits of information over. I'm learning all the time, do you know what I mean? So whilst I'm researching into some of your questions, it's helping me as well, and it's building my knowledge. So it's just little bits of information that we all probably know from time to time, but keep firing them across. Let me know how you're feeling, let me know how you're feeling about the situation. Get lots of questions about running, obviously DOrunning's in the name, but please send questions across about the situation, you know, how to stay positive and how to keep on top of things. I really appreciate that kind of stuff. Of course, I'm always trying to advise that, so it'd just be great if there's some specifics there to go at as well. And then Friday, I'm hoping to be back out somewhere different. Love a Friday morning, I say that every time. Hoping to be somewhere different, just out walking in Nottingham, getting a bit of a feel for a different place. wake up to walk, attack the day. Do you know, I love that part of it. Do you know, getting up early, it's one of my aims at the moment, is to get up a bit earlier, do you know, but one thing at a time. Managing it on a Friday a lot more often than, well, every Friday, but more often than other days. So really reap the benefits from that, getting up early. It really sort of helps me go into the weekend and feel great about stuff. And that's really important, you know. Again, I'll come back to that. And then we've got Saturday Selfie, where I'll be setting a challenge on the back of the Friday morning video, where you guys can get involved and post up your activity, whatever you're doing. Do you know, we'll share them across the Instagram and the Twitter and the Facebook channels. So do tag us into all your posts throughout the week, at DOrunning19, at DOdaily 2020, and I'll be ever so grateful to receive those and share them, so we can try and inspire and motivate other people to get involved too. And that's the whole point, isn't it? It's just about doing something throughout the week to keep us busy, you know, keep us on top of the situation, on top of our own lives. Sorry, I'm getting attacked by a million flies where I am at the moment. I'm just literally nearly fell into the river, so just got to be careful. But yeah, I said I'd come back to the way I felt towards the end of the last week, and sort of why it's important to keep doing things. And I think that's a real key thing today. It's a real key thing for me, because at the end of last week I was really upset, and I had every reason to be upset. It wasn't because I was feeling down about something superficial or something that somebody had said, or any of those things that sometimes put us in a bit of a slump. It was actually, my mum was really poorly, you know, and really, really poorly, to the point she had to have a life-saving operation. So I was really, really sort of at odds with myself. Should I do these videos? Should I continue to do the things? Does it look like I don't care? Does it look like I'm ignoring the situation? But what I did, and ultimately I think it's worked in my favour, is I really threw myself into the situation. Do you know, we had a great challenge on Saturday where for a project called the Great Get Together, 28 of the DOrunning guys all joined up, and I was the one organising and getting people to meet up in different places for a socially distanced selfie. And we created a relay that spanned across 190 miles. It was in memory of Joe Cox, the MP that unfortunately got murdered a couple of years ago. But I had a lot of work to do for that on Thursday and Friday, and of course I had to come out and do DOdaily and speak. And like I say, I was just wondering, do you know, particularly on Thursday when I heard the news, I was really at odds with myself. Should I do it? Should I wait? Do you know, should I have a couple of days off? But I decided to do it. Do you know, the purpose of DOdaily is to sort of explain myself, to be honest and relatable, and to help you understand how my feelings can go up and down, and everybody's feelings go up and down, you know. So it was just a case of, for myself, it was a case of getting on there, letting you know that things weren't quite right, but what I was trying to do was really drive through it. I was working hard on the project. You know, I had to message people and get people all to be in a certain place. I had to think of something to say, be sensitive, but not sort of ignore the situation. To know all these kind of things I had to sort of weigh up, and I was so glad that I had. Looking back now, thankfully my mum had an operation on Friday and came through it, which, like I say, was a lot questionable. But of course I'm happy because of that. I'm over the moon because of that, and it's really helped me coming into this week and pick my spirits up again. I was positive before, but that was a really upsetting situation. But I was so glad that I took on board the things I had to do and throw myself into them. I've been saying for weeks now, it's important to keep doing the things you plan, keep moving forward. You know, if things sometimes throw themselves at us and are unavoidable, but we have to keep moving forward. And by throwing myself into that work, there's nothing I can do. The one thing I wanted to do was go and see my mum. You know, I wanted to be in the hospital, but the current situation, the COVID situation, we're not allowed in hospitals. I'm not allowed to see her. I felt helpless and pointless. So all I could do was persevere with my sort of my work, the things I needed to do, you know, it was, and ultimately it's proved the perfect distraction. You know, I had a fantastic, like I say, she came through the operation. I was overjoyed about that. Then on Saturday, I had a great day, you know, organising this event, which turned out amazingly well. You know, it was all about getting together and team spirit, and that's what DOrunning's about. It's about the community spirit we're forming now, and particularly during COVID, where we can't meet as a group. It's becoming an online community, as well as hopefully one day we'll be back in person as well. But it really tied in nicely, and that event was amazing. You know, the pictures, the people taking selfies with the person taking them off, you know, and the feel good around it, the chatter in the WhatsApp group I created for it was fantastic, and that really then made me feel good about the way I'd approached my work on Friday. You know, I was waiting a long time on Friday to hear some news, and all I was doing was working through it. But it would have been easy just to sit back and go, oh, I can't do that, you know. And believe me, it crossed my mind lots of times. But what I did, I got that work done, I got the event done. And then what the event did on Saturday, it would have been easy to cancel it, but by taking part, by doing my stage, you know, getting a run in as well as all the feel good, I felt good because I'd done some exercise, and because the event had been a success, because my mum is now on the mend, I hope. You know, it's a bit of a recovery period to come, but hopefully on the mend. And I just felt fantastic then, you know. I said to you last week, I wasn't drinking. I've not drank for 7 days now, which is not a big thing. I've done that quite a few times before, but it's a start to the long-term aim. And you know, there was times over the weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, where as much as I'm not reliant on drink, I could have used a drink, you know. I've been to I went to a barbecue Saturday afternoon at Kay's parents and watched the first Forest match in the garden, do you know, and all those things was nice things, you know, particularly after what had happened. If I'd have not let the event go forward, if I'd have slumped back and just gone, sort of felt a little bit sorry for myself, do you know, it wasn't about me, it was about my mum. But if I'd have felt sorry for myself, that event wouldn't have happened. I'd have felt bad about that. It would have gone into the barbecue and I'd have been a little bit miserable. And then we saw some other friends in the evening. Again, they were all drinking, I didn't drink, but I really enjoyed being around them. Do you know, I felt like I was making big strides with the challenge as well. Do you know, those are the times. I don't drink all the time, believe me. I drink at the weekend for a little bit of fun, do you know, for a little bit of a treat. And those are the times where it got difficult. But because of all the things that had come before, what I'm trying to say is it really helped me, like, stand tall, put my shoulders out, say, no, I don't need it, do you know, keep moving forward. Fancy the drink, the weather's picking up again, do you know. So it was just about all that I said I'd do, do you know, just seeing it through. Keep throwing yourself into what's in front of you. Keep attacking everything, do you know. Really pleased that I gave it a real push and fought the situation. Do you know, I don't know what my mindset would have been now if I'd have felt sorry for myself. And of course things could have turned out a lot worse and things are not better, but I feel like I'm in a lot better position. And speaking from a few weeks back, I've been telling you about the build-up in my own positivity, do you know, and the football was back this weekend as well, and all these things that are just coming slowly, gradually coming back to normal, getting back into some sort of order, really making a positive impact on me, and it's driving my positivity. And what that's doing is making me a bit more creative, making me a bit more driven, do you know. Things are happening again all of a sudden, whereas for a couple of weeks everything kind of went a bit slow. And with the DOrunning project, you know, with what I try and do here, it's just trying to build something that a community can really embrace, do you know, create activity, create online content. Nothing to be scared of, believe me, do you know. As much as I'm talking about myself, and not in an egotistical way, but I'm talking about how I've dealt with this situation and how I could have easily have slumped back. You know, a couple of weeks ago I might have been there, but right now I'm feeling great about the situation. I'm ready to attack another week and all these things we've got to look forward to. So if you can join us, guys, please do. If you can take on a bit of what I said, do you know, I know there's people out there right now, there's lots of people getting upset with certain situations, getting upset with COVID, getting upset with the way people are. Just one quick one before I go. I read something a couple of weeks ago. I don't generally read newspapers, but I read something in one of the newspapers, and they were saying, do you know, the panic buying situation, and everyone's blaming everyone. Like now they're blaming everyone for doing this and saying this and being like this. It's not everybody. Do you know, I read it was probably about 6% of the population that panic bought, and if you kind of relate that to some of the other things people are sort of fighting and arguing over, do you know, it's only 6%. Don't tar everyone with the same brush, because not everybody's the same. There's people out there wanting to do good. Like I say, I'm just one of those trying to bring you Do Daily, trying to keep some positivity, trying to keep us all going throughout the week, and hopefully trying to keep us active. Do you know, through the guys that Get Out, Get Active Nottingham, that's all we want to do. They've got This Girl Can campaign and the Stay Safe, Stay Active campaign we're championing, and through all that, all we want to do is keep you guys on top form and ready to sort of take part, feel the benefits and move forward. For now, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. I'll be ready for my next run if I ever get home from this walk. Just doing it. Cheers, guys.